What would you do if your partner, the father of your unborn child, suddenly presented you with a detailed plan for your life that completely erased your own ambitions and dreams? In today's story, the protagonist's choice was to laugh, but what followed was no joke. My name is Chloe, I'm 23, and I recently found out I'm pregnant with my boyfriend Liam's child. We've been together for 3 years, and our relationship has always been solid. We both knew we wanted children down the line, but we had planned to have them later, after we were a bit more established in our careers. So, this pregnancy came as a total surprise. We're always careful, using condoms, and I'm on birth control, but I guess we were just that statistical anomaly, that unlucky couple. After the initial shock, we talked through our options, even considering abortion or adoption, but ultimately, we decided to keep the baby. I graduated from college just last year and landed a job with decent pay and good prospects for promotions. Liam, who is 25, works as an electrician and makes good money too, so we figured that with both our incomes, we could definitely afford to raise a child. A couple of days after we made our decision, Liam sat me down. He looked serious, but also excited. He told me that he wanted me to be a stay-at-home mom. He explained earnestly that he believed having a parent at home full-time was better for a baby's development. He'd been raised by a stay-at-home mom himself and absolutely loved it, and he wanted to give our child that same idyllic experience. He then told me he had already been planning. He'd spoken to his boss, who had agreed to give him a raise. He had it all calculated out. With that raise, plus some occasional overtime, he could cover our rent, all the bills, groceries, and all the new costs for the baby. To top it all off, he said he would marry me, so I would have that extra layer of security. Liam laid out his vision, proud and earnest, completely unaware that in his attempt to build what he thought was a perfect life, he was disrespecting the very foundation of our relationship, our partnership. He had even talked to his boss before he talked to me, the person whose entire life would be upended by this grand plan. I admit I burst out laughing when he suggested it. I didn't mean to be cruel, but the suggestion just struck me as utterly insane. I tried to stifle it, but it just came out, a loud, incredulous laugh. His face fell, the pride and excitement drained away, replaced by a look of confusion and hurt. For a moment, my own life flashed before my eyes. My parents, who came to this country as immigrants with only elementary school educations, the 4 long years I spent in college, the late nights studying, the immense pride I felt being the very first person in my entire family to earn a degree. I'm so proud of my education and my career, and he knows this. I've told him how much it means to me, so I was stunned he would even suggest I throw it all away. When my laughter subsided, I explained my position. Liam, even if we could afford it, which would mean budgeting every single penny he made, what happens if you get sick, or injured at work and can't do overtime? Or worse, the fact that he would need overtime just to make his plan work was a glaring red flag. It meant the plan simply didn't work. You should never, ever rely exclusively on someone else's promises to provide for you. Far too many people can attest to how that leaves them completely vulnerable. And beyond the finances, I asked him, "Do you really think I went to college for 4 years just to spend my days doing your laundry and cooking your meals?" I could tell he was deeply upset and hurt by my reaction, but to his credit, he accepted my decision without arguing. The silence that followed felt heavier than any fight could have. This moment revealed a critical crossroads for our relationship. Liam's vision was based on his own past, blinding him to the present reality of the woman he loved. And my laughter, though unintentional, drew a line in the sand that could never be undrawn. Later, I was talking about this with a friend, and she told me I was mean to laugh. She said Liam was offering to care for me and our baby, and I had responded by mocking him. Her words made me feel a pang of guilt. I hadn't meant to mock him. It was just that his suggestion felt so out of left field, so absurdly disconnected from the person he knew I was, that my shock came out as laughter. But as one person online wisely pointed out, the woman Liam was envisioning, the stay-at-home mom who loves it, isn't the woman he made a baby with. He fell in love with a woman driven by her career ambitions. He better wake up and realize that, because our child would be far better off with a happy working mom than a miserable mom who resents staying at home every single day. My chosen path in life is not up for debate. Of course, we're going to have to compromise now that a baby is coming, but that compromise has to come from both of us. Maybe we can both find careers that let us share parenting duties more evenly, or one of us could work from home. but me giving up my career entirely? That's not a compromise. That's a sacrifice I'm not willing to make. If he thinks the baby will benefit so much from having a stay-at-home parent, he's more than welcome to try it himself. Ultimately, this whole situation is the result of his poor planning. If having a stay-at-home wife was a deal-breaker for him, he should have had that conversation with me long before an unplanned pregnancy forced the issue. This is a crossroads for our relationship, and how we navigate this disagreement will determine whether we become a happy family or go our separate ways to co-parent. This story highlights a crucial lesson. A true partnership isn't about one person dictating the family's future based on their own past, but about two people building a new future together, one that honors and respects both of their individual dreams. So, I have to ask, was my laughter a cruel and inappropriate reaction, or was it the only honest response to a suggestion that completely disregarded who I am? Let us know what you think in the comments below.